Sehr nice, yes.
Perfect. Welcome back to Unsigned Berlin. I'm sat here today with Jia Ray and return guest, Jia Rez.
Good morning.
He's making a beat as well. That's what's in the corner. Hopefully, if that comes through. And we're going to start off with a little snippet of
13. Stock.
perfect.
Sommergewitter, ja, ist top. Ich war sportlich mit den Aufzug in den 13. Stock. Schreib mich nicht mehr an, ich hab dein Manager geblockt. Sie verkauft Babys zu New
That
York.
was 13. Stock. So yeah, I mean, you guys were just saying that actually Gus got you into doing music.
Yeah.
What was the story behind that?
Well, the story behind that was, so basically I moved to Germany. My family moved to Germany when I was 7 years old.
Mhm.
And we came to Berlin. And I just remember it clearly. It was the first day of school in 3rd grade, and I sat down next to this motherfucker. And then basically, I think it was like every day we used to just fuck around and just, what 3rd graders do, not really pay attention, this and that. And yeah, then I ended up actually going into a different grade. So we lost contact for quite a while. And then in 11th grade, I came back into his grade, and then we kind of just picked up where we left off, almost 10 years later.
Yeah.
And then, after school, after graduation, I moved away for a job. And I think Gus, you and Yoni moved together. Started Nodashi, right?
Early 21.
Yeah, early 21. They kept sending me beats. They kept sending me, snippets. And he was always doing beats. Like, I remember he would, whenever we'd be in music Grundkurs together, he'd have his laptop out and, just be, making beats, showing us stuff. And they were really good back then as well. No, okay. Obviously, he's going to say...
Straight garbage.
Obviously, he's going to say that now. But they were really good for, my standards back then. And then, he used to just send me a bunch of beats and stuff. And then I moved away for a job in 2020 after graduation. Just holed up in a little 1-bedroom apartment in Bayern, not really doing anything. And then I started writing lyrics on the beats Gus used to send me. And then I'd come to Berlin from time to time. And then he was like, bro, you got to record some of this shit. And then I think April 2021 was the first time I actually sat down and recorded something. Obviously it was garbage, but that's kind of how it all started, and it's been a uphill climb from there.
Was it always the same kind of music, or has it shifted a lot?
Oh my god! So it started out with just Deutschrap. He used to make these hard ass Deutschrap beats. And I used to just spit the wildest shit on that. And I remember I used to call myself Chink.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but with a Y.
Then you were like, no one's gonna be able to search that without going on the list.
Exactly. And then it kind of just switched to, I think it switched to house rap in end of 21, because they used to live in another apartment in Yorkstrasse, and that was kind of the phase where Gus would make a lot of house beats also for another friend of ours, Kaito. And I remember I was just like, bro, these are fire. We can just put a bunch of auto-tune and reverb on it and anything will sound good, And
to this day,
Yeah, to this day, nothing's changed. No, and then, we just started recording more frequently. I started working with his roommate a bit more, with Jonathan, and started branching out, connecting with other producers, and then it just kind of came together pretty much.
Are you preparing stuff, writing down or on your phone or whatever? Or is it just booth writing, saying whatever, and then just in the moment?
Actually, really interesting that you're asking me that, because it used to be, I used to get the beats a couple days beforehand, and I used to spend hours just writing these lyrics, and then all of a sudden I'd be in front of the mic and be like, yo, this does not sound right. So I think I just stopped doing that completely, and just decided, okay, fuck it. We're just gonna go into a session. We're gonna make a fresh beat, and then I'm gonna start writing once the beat is almost done. And then pretty much I finish writing my lyrics in the booth while I'm recording. Sometimes even I just get up and say fuck it, and we just put on instant playback. Figure out a flow, write the bars while we're recording, go bar for bar.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much how most of our songs nowadays come into.
Yeah, you can hear it a little bit, but it's fine. We'll just fade it out.
Easy.
Got distracted. Oh yeah. What's your like attitude when you're going in the studio? Is it like, okay, let's just have fun and see what happens, or is it more like, let's make something that's gonna hit really hard, gonna get people to listen, and like make this an opportunity for like a job and get paid for this?
Okay, that's an interesting question. I'd say it depends really because last year, or no, 2 years ago now, I used to go in this, okay, we have to sample this, we have to, make this into a beat, and then I'm gonna write these lyrics. And it did work out quite well for some songs. For example, Shiloh, which is a song I have with Jonathan and another friend of ours, Makuza. It started out, I found this like viral TikTok sound that was going pretty viral in like summer 2022.
Mm.
And I was like, this would be really good in a house beat. So it was like a really hot ass summer day. We were all fucking shirtless in your apartment. And then we're like, let's just
Whoa.
fucking, yeah, pause. Let's just fucking try this shit. And our other friend, Baby Halvo, was there. Really talented guy, by the way. You should definitely get him on this podcast.
Absolutely.
And he was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll make a beat. And then we made that like house beat out of that little sample thing, and then that's kind of how the song came to. And
Was that Vitamin
no,
Detail
that's
or?
Shiloh.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And with other things, we literally just either go through his beat catalog, or we look at like what kind of stuff do we want to do today. Do we want to make an indie song? Do we want to like make a jerk song, or maybe some super trap or something? And then we just figure it out from there. And other times there's already a beat or an open, and I'm just like, I want to try something on that beat, and then that's how we end up recording. But for Vitamin D3, since you mentioned that was actually in March 22. I was at their apartment again, and I had session with Jonathan on that day, and it was literally, he made this like house beat, and I was like, he didn't like it at all. He was like, nah, this beat is fucking garbage. And I was like, bro, calm down, like listen to this, what I wrote. And then I showed him my lyrics, and he was like, yeah, go ahead, you can try it. And then I got into the booth, and that was like the first time where I was really like, yo, like this song is hard, like we could drop this next week and I'd be down. Like, before that it was always like, yeah, this is cool, we can work with that. But that was like the first time where I was really like, yo,
Put it out.
Put it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that was the first song I ever dropped. So
Oh, damn.
yeah.
And the last like few releases have all been kind of house hip hop.
Yeah.
Is that, are you trying to do more of that this year, or are you trying to just do something else to get some variety?
I'm trying to release an indie EP this year.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
damn.
Yeah, some post-punk shit.
What kind of like reference artists would you say?
I'd say a lot of Mocha Doma and Edwin Rosen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Basically just like those high strung out guitar samples, and a lot of EQ on the vocals and all that, because it's really cool the ways you can work with your voice when you've got a nice vocal chain. And it allows you to do things with your voice that you wouldn't really do on other beats. And it's just kind of cool to see, okay, I can make my voice work in this way or that way. And at the end of the day, you can always try. And if it's a good product at the end, you can always put it out. And the first time we actually tried something like that was like a year ago. We were in his room, and we were just on YouTube searching up free beats. And then we realized, okay, if it was a good like first try, I'd say. But ever since then, we've attempted more and more in that direction, and it's gotten a lot better. So we definitely plan on releasing a indie style EP this year.
Nice. Is it live instrumentation at all, or it's all line in?
It's mostly YouTube beats.
It's mostly YouTube.
Oh, okay, damn.
Yeah.
Are you buying them, or are you?
No, we
for
get
sure.
leases.
We get leases.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Just pray to God no one else finds them.
Yeah. But
Well, it doesn't matter if they make a song that's worse. It doesn't matter if they find
for
it.
sure. No, but for the house things, I guess like you can always come back to it, but it's just something that I'd say making a house rap track is relatively easy.
Yeah.
And I think me as someone who, also wants to try new stuff, it's time to like not leave that behind, but to try other things.
Yeah.
Because I started with just rapping without autotune and just like, just spitting 16s on ignorant style beats. Then I moved on to house. Now I'm trying more melodic approaches with indie. trying to find out what works with my voice and
Gotta play around a bit to figure out what your sound is.
You just gotta, branch out, because the more you do, the more good things will come out. It's just pure statistics, unless you're trash, obviously. But
so if you do more,
exactly. If you do more, statistically speaking, you'll make more good tracks. And the more you try, the more directions you go in, the more variety you'll have as an artist. And one thing I haven't tapped into as much is the whole like old school style rapping that your friend does, Gianluca.
On like boom bap type of beats.
Yeah, boom bap type of beats. I've never tapped into that. That's definitely also something I want to try.
I think it's on the rise right now as well.
Yeah, it's coming back. Yeah. Actually, a good friend of Lambs who was here a while ago. His name's Big Tai Tai, and his friend Ashemain. They're from where are they from again? Osnabrück. They're really tapped into that sound.
They
just dropped some crazy visuals too, bro.
God,
yeah, bro, that shit was hard. Yeah, no, it's just so much young talent in Germany, honestly, and yeah, it's just crazy. It's also very inspiring to see like people from other cities, because everyone always looks at Berlin and is like, yo, Berlin,
Yeah.
But also because everyone who does music in other cities ends up moving here. But like, for example, like if you take a look at Osnabrück, they have also very cool music scene going on there.
There's crazy shit everywhere.
There's also like, you can see it happen in the US, like famously where Atlanta was kind of like, people would start to be musicians and they'd move to LA or New York.
Yeah.
And then like Studio 12 turned it into a place to be.
Turned it into a city. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like Hamburg has a lot of stuff going on, especially like hip-hop direction.
Elef. I don't know if you know him, but he does some crazy, unique shit that I haven't seen or heard anywhere before. He's also from Hamburg. He's a really cool guy.
Are you listening mostly to like people in a similar world to you, or is it like listening to something completely random?
When you listen to a lot of stuff, actually. Wait, let me pull up my Spotify.
You rapped.
I do listen to mostly German music, but I do also listen to a lot of indie. I listened to a lot of Money Man recently. And I don't know, the occasional Yeet song, or also the classics. But like German classics too, like Sufjan, Nemo, Nizzy, Lucio, Pasha, all of those, just like, because as like growing up as, I'd say, like a German kid, because that's what I feel like, I feel like so ein deutscher Junge.
I mean, you
halt, ne?
moved when you were like 3.
Ja, ne? So, das ist halt so, weißt du, ich bin ja aufgewachsen, so ich diese. Und man ist halt so, I grew up with like Deutschrap, and then now with making music myself, I also learned to appreciate other genres. But, I always go back to what I used to listen to, that love hasn't dissipated at all.
Do you remember what the first artist was or album that felt like it was something that you found and not your parents?
Not my peers or my parents? Parents.
Yeah.
I'd say the first like hip hop type shit that I really listened to that I showed to my parents and they could not resonate at all was like Logic for some reason. I feel like everyone starts with Logic, bro, for some reason. Like when you're like
Logic.
Okay.
That's you, buddy.
Okay.
Everyone listens to Logic, right? Right, guys?
I was like 12, 13 and I started listening to his albums, and that's what kind of got me into hip hop. But before that, I actually shared a lot of music with my dad. That's like one thing that we always did together, was listen to like the Police or the Killers, stuff like that. Yeah, he used to buy these like DVDs, which had like whole concerts just filmed, and we used to, just look at them together. And
do you feel like that affects how you perform as well?
I mean, honestly, those guys are like rock stars, right?
It's a different thing.
Yeah, it's a different thing, obviously. When I go on stage, I try and act like as if everyone in the crowd is like my homie.
Right.
Like I feel like they're there to see me. I appreciate that so much that I want to like, give them a good show and have them like vibe out with me. Like, I don't want to create, some people, weißt du, die fühlen sich zu teuer, wenn die auf Stage sind. Weißt du, was ich meine?
Ja.
So, und ich denke mir einfach so, Bro, ihr seid so, ich bin genauso da für euch hierher gekommen wie ihr für mich, weißt du, ich will abliefern,
Two-way.
Yeah,
like,
obviously, even more so. I'm actually the one that has to impress and not the other way around, you know? So I feel like when I perform, I just want to have fun, and I really want to make sure that other people also have fun, I'm not a fan of mosh pits though, I have to say.
Like being in or
just
being performing when it's happening?
Both, actually. I don't know.
I feel like I don't want to like shade Berlin hip hop, but I feel like the hip hop concerts I've been to here, the mosh pits are less fun
Yeah.
than in like the UK or like Portugal.
People also don't know how to do them for some reason. Like I remember I was
They
at
moshed the crazy.
Yeah, they moshed the crazy
man.
shit.
it's weird.
Yeah. I was at a good friend of mine's, do you know Nini Baldi?
No.
I was at his like release party for his birthday show or whatever, and they were just like mosh pitting to the craziest songs. I was like, yo, okay, you guys are crazy.
Completely
But
unwarranted.
yeah, it's like people just like jumping into each other. I'm like, yo, okay, like
this is an R&B song.
Yeah,
like chill.
relax,
The point of this is to
the energy is nice, but you know, I don't know. I just feel like it's nice when everyone's like on the same wavelength, especially when I'm performing. Like, there was one instance, I think it was at Berlin Sounds, where I was just like, everyone was just like nodding their head in unison, and you know, they were cheering. I was like, yeah, you get it. Like, this is the reaction that I want from this type of song, you know. But if people would start to do a mosh pit to 13. Stock, I'd be like, yo, this is cool. Like, this is hard, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Ne? Aber ja, es ist immer ein Geben und Nehmen, I guess.
Yeah. Do you feel like you are into doing like releases of different versions of stuff? Because it feels like if you're doing like house hip hop and then you move into indie, it's like pretty much you're just kind of doing like what you're artistically driven by. But then there's an element of like, oh, I should be releasing every 6 weeks. I should be releasing sped up versions. I should be doing all that shit. Is that something what's your feeling on that?
That's a very interesting question. Let me think about it. Well, thing is with all these sped up versions.
Careful with the mic, by the way. Just like tilt it more towards you.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. With all these sped up versions and you know, the remixes and all that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how the big players in the music industry have kind of perverted the underground a little bit, because it's like, how much money can we make off of this one song?
Yeah.
It's not like, because no one asks for a sped up version, you know? They're just like, okay, we'll put this out. It's more streams, it's more money.
Yeah.
And like dropping those different versions, or like a Nightcore version of a song, you know? Or like fucking, what was that, fucking Baby Benz dropping like 5 different versions of whatever the fuck that song was or whatever. Yeah, like so.
Dude, I hate that when I open up like I'm like, oh, fucking EP dropped,
like
and then you open it and it's the same
5
song. You're like, what?
Yeah, it's like 5 versions of the same song, and like obviously I guess it's cool, but like no, not really. It's not.
I mean,
cool,
it's
but,
just
like,
it is a cash grab, which is like we do need cash though,
We
you
do
know.
need cash.
it's hard without.
Yeah.
No, but for example, like with sped up versions, I feel like if the song sounds better sped up, just drop the sped up version and don't call it a sped up version. It's just the song, you know, because at the end of the day, it's still the same song. And if you want to drop alternate versions of a song, I feel like that's cool. But like for me personally, I'm very lazy with releases. Like I think I'm actually dropping a song at the end of January just because I have to drop something. And it's also the first song of like the whole indie wave thing.
Right.
And like for songs like that, I feel like dropping sped up versions or like a different, or like even like an acoustic version, it's just not the right fit, because I don't want to, like, I'm like kind of iffy in that way, but I don't want like a lot of songs on my Spotify profile. Like I don't want, you know, when it's one song, I don't want to have 5 different versions of that song on my Spotify.
Especially because like, I mean, there was a time where it was like, I guess releasing instrumental versions is like, well, it's still going to be, the work's done, it's still going to be like money that supports the career, but now it's not, because it's such a small amount of money anyway. That you're like,
that's true. I mean, take a look at Capital Bra's old albums. He used to put like all of his songs and then all of the instrumental versions in one album. So one album had like 42 songs or something. It's fucking crazy.
Which I like that though. Like Metro Boomin albums, I love Metro Boomin's production, but like I don't like Future's vocals at all. They just
So you just
find
really
shit to me. So I just listen to the instrumentals.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Which is nice, but it's also like a pretty niche thing.
Yeah.
Like I'd be fine with going to SoundCloud for that, you know.
Definitely, you know.
But for releases, August 2022, you did a house concert or something like that for a release. There's a video on your Instagram.
When was that?
You're like in an apartment. There's a bunch of people dancing. I think it's in black and white.
Oh shit! That was a friend of ours. His release party, Ego High. His name's Abba Ego. He's actually in Berlin right now. He moved away last year because what the living situation he was like, because he's not from here. He's from Passau, I think, and he did like a whole release event and he rented an art studio. What the fuck, bro? I thought he's gonna show me the post that you're talking about, but he just shows me a meme, bro. And I was like, yeah, okay, no. But that was really cool actually, but he shut that thing down, bro. Like there was like neighbors coming out and complaining, and there was like
I remember always is.
Yeah,
like
it was just so weird because it was supposed to be like just like a cool little release event. He was selling T-shirts. We had Mimi, a good friend of ours, working the bar. We did a little sound check before. I remember I was I was actually still in uni like 20 minutes before, and he was like, "Bro, you gotta come to sound check right now." I was like, "Okay, shit." So I told my professor like, "Yo, I gotta go." So packed up my shit, went to the sound check, went back home. Took a shower, changed, and then headed straight there. And then that was really cool because it was supposed to be like a small low-key event, and then like 60, 70 people showed up. There were literally people out on the street, and then we did our sets, and it was fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was more than 60, 70 people.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy,
at least above
bro.
50. It was crazy.
Yeah, bro. And then we were just like, I remember we didn't have an engineer, like a live DJ or anything, so Yoni had to bring all he brought his MacBook, he brought his fucking Apollo interface and everything. He had to live
bring
engineer
the whole studio.
Yeah, for sure. And he had to live engineer the whole thing in Logic, and we didn't have live auto-tune, so we had to create new recording tracks in a Logic project while we were performing. So basically, while we were performing, it wasn't even fucking live auto-tune, but he was actually recording us over his laptop, putting auto-tune on it in real time. Damn. And then, so yeah, we were really lucky that like his computer didn't crash, because it was like 38 degrees or something on that day. And I remember it was so hot in that room. You can like see the fucking, like the walls were wet and shit. It was crazy. Damn. Yeah. And then the police came in the end.
Did they?
Yeah, we were already gone by then, but Tom, also Abba Ego, he ended up having some issues. Because they were also like the guy, okay, no, I don't want to expose anyone, but there was like, I was like walking into the backstage, and there was just like people doing ket in the backstage, and I was like, how the fuck did you guys get in here? Like this was supposed to be like a low-key event in like an art studio, and all of a sudden there's like bare people downstairs doing fucking lines, and I'm performing in 5 minutes, and they're like, you want some? Like, fuck no, bro. What the hell? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. So ja, nee, Berlin halt, ne? Aber
Berlin halt.
Nah, but that was really cool. That was a really cool summer for sure. That was also when I dropped my first song.
It was like the summer after COVID, no?
Yeah, it was the first summer after COVID, exactly. Everyone was on some different timing, bro. And there was event after event. We had a lot of opportunities to perform. And yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best summers so far.
When you perform, do you like video the sets, go back and watch them and see what you could improve? Or is like, I should do that with this, but I fucking hate watching it. Because do you do that at all?
I mean, a lot of our friends always make videos of stuff when we perform, so we can like afterwards we have like a shared WhatsApp photo album.
Yeah, photo album. Yeah, it's always it's really nice because I like put shit on my story. I'm like, yo, I'm performing here, and then all of a sudden there's like people. The last time I saw them was like a year ago, and they're there, and I'm like, yo, you're here like to see me? And they're like, yeah, man, we're here, like we're to support you. And then I'm just like, oh shit, crazy. And then I get like the next morning, I like look on my phone, and like people tag me who I don't even know, like they were filming me while I was performing and tagging me. I was like, yo, that's crazy, so ich kenne euch nicht mal, und ihr zeigt solche Liebe, so, das ist echt krass.
It means a lot.
It's very inspiring, wirklich, das zu sehen. But with the whole like reviewing thing, honestly, I probably should. All my friends say like I have like a little stance that I do when I perform. Ich halte meinen Bauch irgendwie und dann mache ich mein Mikro so hier hin und dann tanze ich so und die ganze Zeit irgendwie.
That feels professional though, because it's like support for singing.
Yeah, safe. Und in summer I broke my foot in May, and then in summer we had like a performance, and I remember that was like probably the worst one I had, because I was in a cast on stage trying to I took a bunch of painkillers before because it was still hurting like a bitch. I remember I chugged like a beer or something, and then I was fucked up, bro. And then I was just
always remember to take your painkillers with alcohol.
Then I was just fucking off one on that stage, sweating my fucking balls off, bro. Und so, ich hatte noch eine Jeans an, das war in Paralounge, weißt du, da in diesem Keller, bro. Und bro, that was so bad. And then I remember I looked at videos and it was just like me, just fucking all sweaty and like a cast, just screaming
like
the top of my
around.
lungs. Ja, so komplett übersteuert auch ins Mikro. Und I was like, okay, das kann ich wirklich besser machen. Aber sonst, I've actually been always ich war immer sehr zufrieden mit dem Feedback, was ich bekomme. Because I always ask people, like, did you guys like the performance? Is there anything that I can do better? And they're like, nah, bro, like, your energy was good. Like, that's really the only feedback I ever got was like that. And I guess that is the most important part is the energy you bring onto the stage.
Yeah.
Because that's your vibe, you know? No one's going to care if you fuck up your lyrics once or twice, but...
I mean, I've been to like a lot of rap shows and I don't remember one time where someone's fucked up.
Right?
The only video I can think of is 21 Savage completely forgetting like his whole verse for Cash In, Cash Out. But that's like a specific...
right? Yeah, but even that's kind of like rockstar shit, you know? Just like, okay, fuck it, play the next one. And then, you know, so, weißt du so?
Yeah.
Und,
you got the aux.
Yeah, you got the aux. Like, it's your thing. Do whatever you want, you know? And, yeah, no, every time I always don't really look at myself when I'm performing and looking at the videos. I always look at how does the crowd react. And if they're lit and if they fuck with it, then I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'm just keep doing that, you know. Just be myself, you know. Yeah.
In December, a song came out. You were featured on Alicia Said's EP.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What was that collaboration like? How did that happen?
She actually went to our school. She was 2 grades below us, I think. And I went to the graduation party of a friend's little sister. And she was there. And we just got to talking about music and stuff. And I was there with Yoni as well. And then she just, a couple days later, she hit me up over Instagram. I was like, yo, do you want to do a collab? And that was the first time anyone's ever asked me, except for like homies or friends of friends. That was the first time anyone ever asked me for a session. I was like, yeah, bro, like we can do it. I hit up Jonathan. And then I think a couple weeks later, we just recorded a song. I actually completely forgot about it, but it was a good song. It is a good song, definitely. And she wanted to release it, so I was just like, yeah.
And Jonathan produced it?
Jonathan produced it, yeah.
Nice.
It's, I think, Nodashi beat also tagged as well. Yeah, everything.
Nice. Who did the Nodashi tag?
Fucking our homie Ryan. Way back in the day.
Oh, man, that's so long ago, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking Ryan, bro. Crazy.
He found, like, this
that
voice generator back before all the AI bullshit.
Yeah.
And put in the thing
before AI.
Yeah. And
that's a good voice generator because it sounds like someone just did it.
Yeah, it's cool as fuck. I mean, it depends what tag. It's the original tag, right?
Yeah, the one from the very. Yeah.
That's Ryan. Shout out Tony Braxton. He's got a very hard SoundCloud. He's going crazy in the hyperpop scene.
Yes.
Yeah, but he made that
second episode in a row. Hyperpop voice generators have been brought up.
Hey, bro, hyperpop is the sauce. I'm honestly upset that I won't be alive in like 2150 when like they study hyperpop like they do fucking classical music. I'd take that class, bro. It'd be so tough.
Well, the Nodashi tag that takes me back. You used to have 2 Nodashi tags, right? You used to have happy and okay.
Yeah, those were. We'd have the Nodashi tag, which is for me and Jonathan, and then we have specific ones for me and Jonathan. Yeah. So it'd be Nodashi and then like a little tag, and then we were like, "Fuck that."
Or Gus Go Crazy.
That was even older. Ryan did that
Gus
one too.
Go Crazy. That was like back when we were in high school. We used to tag his beats. So it was just like Gus Go Crazy.
If you hear that tag, the beat's trash.
What do you feel like you've learned in the last like 2 or 3 years that's elevated the quality of your music the most?
Working with my voice more, because I used to be afraid to go into the highs and to the lows and experiment with my voice, and I used to just slap autotune on it, and even if I didn't hit the notes, I'd be like, yeah, this is cool, like autotune will take over.
We used to slap autotune on it.
Yeah, no, he did most of the work engineering, but then I just realized like, yo, if I actually put effort into, you know, hitting these notes, it'll sound way cleaner. And yeah, that's basically what I've been doing.
Did you take like vocal lessons, or is it just like
never
practice?
Never. I never really did anything in that direction with
music. Do you
music.
play any instruments?
I used to play piano, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but it gives you the base bass line to go from like, oh, I know
Yeah, for sure.
like what a key is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, all that. I also don't know how to engineer myself or anything.
Sure you do.
Well, a little bit, but like
he records himself now.
Yeah, now
like,
I do.
Like you can record a demo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
Stuff
all you
like
need as an
that.
artist.
Yeah.
Like the pile of shit you got to learn
Yeah.
to do like proper engineering in a studio. Well,
Yeah,
proper
that takes,
you know what I mean? Like,
you know, it takes months, even years.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense to have to learn everything.
Yeah.
Like
It just doesn't make sense.
It just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. What's the deal with airplane food?
Shut the
What's the deal with airline food? Yeah, no, I used to like vocal chains with a lot of reverb, a lot of equalizers to kind of
get rid of all the problems.
Yeah, mitigate the fact that I can't sing that well. But
Yeah.
now I like I just use stock plugins, really. Stock plugins and autotune, that's all I need. And then I try to make that work. And when you can hear that there's autotune on it, I like to redo the take because I just try to bring out my voice as crispy as possible. A guy who does that really well with his vocal chain is Besh, a friend of ours. He fucking studied vocal engineering, has a degree hanging in his studio. It's pretty hard. And yeah, he just kind of like has this vocal chain that just brings out your true voice, like the one that I'm hearing right now, or the little voice that you hear in your head when you like on your phone writing lyrics or something. That's what his vocal chain sounds like, and that's I gotta say is a lot better than working with 10 different layers of autotune or anything like that.
Yeah,
you know,
feels more real as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to start in that way because you can experiment more and find what you like to do. But then I feel like the more music you make, the more you really have to tap into your own voice and not rely on, you know, other software, because there will be a time, for example, where you're going to have to, I don't know, perform a song unplugged or something. And then it's kind of peinlich when you can't really hit any notes, you know? So
like every once in a while an artist will be on Tiny Desk and it's just fucking trash.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Genauso, no? Nah, but yeah, that's also something that I think I'm gonna lean more into. And then I think one day I'd like to be able to sing without autotune, but I think I'm actually have to take
now.
Ich weiß nicht.
You just have to
do a bunch of takes.
Do a bunch of
in.
takes. Yeah, lock in. No,
That's what I
but-
do is like just leave it loop and then just do a bunch of
Yeah?
takes and then take the ones. Yeah.
Okay, that's hard.
Yeah. What were your high points of 2023?
2023?
Yeah.
2023 was Nein, nicht wirklich, aber so 2023 kind of humbled me a bit, I have to say. Because, I don't know, das Jahr war so ein bisschen chap, muss ich sagen. Like, I don't know, summer was dead, you know, I didn't really get booked for any events or any performances. But a high point definitely for me was just seeing, putting out more music definitely, and also seeing that fucking like, because I put out 2 songs in 2022 relatively late into the year too. So I didn't really get that much feedback, but 2023 was like the year where, you know, blogs started reposting me, and I started working with
different producers, working with different artists, also people reaching out to me from like other countries, even saying that they listen to my music. Or that's cool. Especially like Joe music. Yeah, and you know music. Like, or I remember looking into, I was visiting Taiwan, my living family in Taiwan, looking at my stats, and I was seeing like all of a sudden my son's blowing up in Indonesia. It was like a festival. Yeah, that was pretty cool for me. And you know,
How are you trying to reach a new audience? Because you're not doing the whole quoting everyday social media bullshit, which
I don't know. I mean, yeah. And you took a look at my Insta, right? Yeah. Like, for example, on my Insta, like, I try to not make it all about my music. Like, I try to just be myself on my Instagram, you know, post what I do, you know, post my fit pics or whatever, you know, get vocal about things I care about. And the music just kind of accompanies that, because I know a lot of people also in my own bubble that their Instagram is purely for music marketing. You know, they're not really a person on their Instagram, but they're the artist.
that's mine. I'm like, it's all work stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as someone, for example, also doesn't have a fan base or has a very small fan base and flies under the radar, it's just important that you stay true to who you are. You know, you have to kind of find a way to balance the musical image that you want to portray and also the person that you are, the person that people you hold dear know you as. You know, yes. I remember there was that one quote by Wi-Fi's Funeral in the interview where he's like, "Yeah, my girl," she's like, "Yeah, I fuck with Isaiah, but I don't fuck with Wi-Fi's Funeral." It's like, yeah, trying to avoid that, I think, is like more artists should think about that, because at the end of the day, you're gonna lose touch with who you really are if you just go balls deep into the fucking music shit, you know. Yeah, I have no one to connect to as well. The people, like, it's a person you can connect to. Exactly. Like, I was looking at, like reshuffling now. I'm doing online presence in the new year, and I'm like, and also just don't take yourself that seriously, you know. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're just a human. You're also here for the first time. You got to figure out how everything works, and just being yourself unapologetically, I think, is just one of the things that I like to do. You know? I mean, yeah. Nice. This will make a fun time. We're done about 45 minutes. Yeah. Anything you want to plug? Anything that I want to plug? Dropping the first single of my indie EP, hopefully, end of January, and performing at Punkit, Bring the Style Stage, 19th of January, collaboration with Ketibus. So all proceeds go to charity. So mean comes. It's good. Especially right now, like January, February is the worst time for that. Well, best time for raising money for it. Worst time out there, exactly. Yeah. So anybody who's watching this, pull out. You know, I'll be there, performing some songs. Yeah, that's just quickly with people who don't know what that is. It's a charity that helps homeless people that are stuck out in the couple right now. There you go. Or to try and inform them. You know. Yeah. Listen. Well, thanks so much for coming. Thank you for having us. Listen.
Hey, this is Rez. I was on the fucking Unsigned podcast making this beat, and it's mid as fuck.
Is Rez in the room with us right now?